favorite jacket, top favorite movies. That's how we're going to do it today. What's up all my subscribers, viewers, YouTubers alike, and everybody watching my video. It's been a great year, great 2014 year for movies, and now at that time for me to finally do my top 10 movies of 2014. My own personal list, just want to let you know right now, it's my own personal list of the movies that I saw that I loved the most 2014. Some movies I didn't see, some movies I probably or did not make the list that I thought were really good. Making the list was not really easy, but altogether I was like, you know what? These are the top 10 movies that I like the most. You might hate this list, and if you hate this list, then I'm sorry you hate this list. But if you do like this list, then stick around, because you might like what you see. So now that we got that out the way, let's get into my top 10 best of 2014 list. Let's do it. Bob, roll the new intro. Roll it for him. Going from the bottom to the top, number 10 on my list has got to be John Wick. John Wick, starring Keanu Reeves. That movie, I loved a lot. This movie had to make the list for me. I actually gave this movie, the rating of this movie was actually a really strong, good time. I just loved the shit out of this movie. Keanu Reeves kicked so much ass. I remember watching the movie, I was just like, oh, this is blowing my mind. Keanu Reeves is still badass. He's awesome. Great acting, great kick-assery, just a good, awesome-tacular, good guy. Keanu Reeves, he killed it. I loved him in his movie, and it still showed that. I was like, I thought that movie, like, hey, Keanu Reeves, he can still make good kick-ass movies. I want to see what he can do next year. Coming in at number 9 for me was actually a movie I saw. It was the first awesome-tacular movie I saw this year. I was like, if this movie ends up being spectacular, I wouldn't be surprised. And this was actually the Lego Movie. I actually saw the Lego Movie. It was the first movie I saw that I gave an spectacular rating to, and I was just like, a movie about freaking Legos. What are the odds? I just walked in a movie like, why did I get this movie spectacular? What happened? I walked the movie like, I got this movie spectacular. It was crazy. I didn't do a review for it because I saw this movie before I started doing movie reviews, but the movie was great. It had great animation. It was actually had a great moment in the movie that actually made it seem like, wow, it was made for the people who did Toy Story and shit. That movie was great. But I love all the pop culture references in it. I love Emmett. I love Lego Batman. I love all the Lego characters in it. It was a great movie for kids and adults. They'll love it. So that's why it had to be number 9 on the list. Now, number 8 was a little difficult for me because I had to swap between 3 movies to decide what was going to get number 8. And I had to actually end up going with the rating I gave for this movie between the 3. And the movie that got number 8 was Equalizer. Equalizer starring Denzel Washington. I really liked that movie so much because Denzel Washington was such a great fucking actor. I knew that going to the movie. I was just like, damn, Denzel, you just don't make bad movies, do you? And one of my favorite parts of the movie, I could just think back to the very end of the movie. Spoiler alert if you didn't see the movie. But think back to the end of the movie when they're in that hardware store and shit, and Denzel Washington's just taking these dudes out, Splinter Cell style and shit. I was like, you're all in deep shit, man. I loved Equalizer. Denzel Washington killed it. Like I said, can't wait to see what he's going to bring to the table in 2015. You got to get number 8, man. Number 7 for me is actually really funny. It was the first movie I saw in May that just kicked off a month of awesome movies and shit, and this movie was actually The Amazing SpiderMan 2. Dude, I remember me and my friends were so jacked up because this movie came out in the beginning of May. You know, all the big movies that came out in May and shit was just like, oh, May's just gonna be a month of movie madness, and it really was. But it's crazy because the more the year went by, the more Amazing Spider-Man just kept going down my list, and I was like, I hope it stays on my list, and I hope it stays on some of my friends' list, and it did. Love The Amazing Spider-Man a lot, but there was a lot of things in it I wish they'd taken out, like the whole love thing. I still have a problem with that. There was still too much focus on Gwen Stacy and the love thing. They could have got rid of that. What they did the Goblin better, and I wish the Rhino was in it a little bit more than he was in it, but it was still a great movie. Great cinematography. I still love Andrew Garfield. He's still like the best Spider-Man in my opinion. I hope they keep him I hope they put him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We need him. Bring Spider-Man to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then we'll have some even better movies. But then number 6 is actually funny because this is number 6, and this movie is Big Hero 6. I love the hell out of this movie. I still love Baymax. Baymax is still fucking awesome. So was his movie. This movie was great. This movie was like the Disney version. Well, Disney version just doesn't make sense. Like the animated Avengers movie. I would say Avengers in Tokyo, pretty much. Like, I love all the characters in it. I love the cinematography. I love the animation. This was like the only movie I saw this year that was like, I wish I saw that in 3D because that would have been awesome. Yes, I would have paid the extra $3 to go see it in 3D because it was that great. I don't see 3D movies all like that. I love Hero. I love Big Hero 6. It was just awesomely great movie. This movie was great. I can't wait till it comes out on Blu-ray. I'm going to buy it as soon as it comes out on Blu-ray because this movie was great. You should go see it, and that's why it's got number 6 on my list. Coming in at number 5 might ruffle some feathers a little bit, but it is on my list, and this movie is X-Men Days of Future Past. Now, the reason why it isn't like higher up on my list is, don't get me wrong, I love this movie. This movie was like the best X-Men movie I've seen ever. Probably better than number 1. I love what this movie revived the entire X-Men series. Let's face it, all the X-Men movies, we put them all together, they've all had things that just contradict each other, and it was like this movie just came and just was like, you know what, we're gonna fix everything and just make it all right, and let's just make a great movie by doing it. Still, one of my favorite scenes in the movie is the scene with Quicksilver and everything. We just running around all fast and shit. He just took out all the guys and everything. That was, oh man, one of the highlights in the movie. But still had a great story, great characters, of course. All the X-Men characters still kill it. Hugh Jackman and Michael Fassbender, Actor Stewart, they all kill it. I still love the hell out of this movie. It's still the best X-Men movie I've seen so far. And I do own it on Blu-ray. That's the rating I gave this movie, and it was great. But let's face it, there are 4 other movies on my list that were just a little bit better for me, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's go with this. Coming in at number 4, this movie, oh man, I thought this was going to be my number 1 movie till I saw other movies, and I was like, it had to drop a little bit. And that movie is Godzilla. Oh shit. The reason why this is number 4 on my list is because my entire movie experience seeing this movie was just bananas. I went to see this in IMAX, and the movie theater was packed out. It was just full of Godzilla fans, and from the title card, I'm gonna show you a clip. This is what happened when the IMAX logo came on when we saw Godzilla. Yeah, that was some shit. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, we are in for a movie. The movie wasn't perfect. By no means it was not perfect, but let's face it, Godzilla was only a movie for like 2 scenes, but 2 scenes he was in it, oh shit, that was, oh my god. We all know we went batshit crazy when he just used his dragon breath power, just like, he just, don't get me started. Oh, the best part of all, when he just ripped that thing's mouth open, just, I can't even do it right now, I'm gonna lose my mind, but you know it. A great characters in Godzilla. It was still a great monster movie. It was still a great human movie that happened to feature Godzilla, and they both coincide well. So it was a great movie. I had a great movie experience with it, and I loved the shit out of this movie. I knew I would, so that's why it had to be number 4 on my list, but there are 3 more movies that I have to say that's better than Godzilla, so let's get into those. At number 3, this movie was a surprise to me because I went to this movie thinking, I don't want to think about this movie. And I watched this movie like, wow, I'm going to give that movie awesome-tacular. And that movie is Guardians of the Galaxy. This movie just shows me that Marvel just can't make bad movies whatsoever. And I'm going to be so scared when they actually make a bad movie and be like, wow, that's the bad movie that it finally happened. I want to live in a world where Marvel just can't make bad movies at all, where we just love all their movies. Every movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is just great. I loved all the characters in the movie. By all, I mean Rocket Raccoon and Star-Lord. They were the best. Yeah, just saying, you know it. It had a decent enough story. It was funny. It was action-packed. It had good moments. The transition between comedy and then like a real touching moment just went really well together. It was great. It was a great addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Let's face it, a lot of us did not know who the Guardians of the Galaxy were before this movie came out. Now the Guardians of the Galaxy movie's out. It's just like, shh, I want to see them again. The hell, I want to see them in the Avengers. Let's see them in the Avengers team up. Infinity Wars, guys. It's coming. 2018. It's coming. Coming in number 2, oh man, some people might slap me in the head for this, but when you see the number 1 movie I picked, they don't know why. Number 2 for me has got to be Captain America: The Winter Soldier. The reason why this gets number 2 is because, okay, let me say real quick. Me and my best friend, we went to go see this movie, right? We went to the movie thinking like, okay, it's gonna be another real Captain America movie. You know, Captain America was like your okay-ish, like your, he was like your 3rd favorite Avenger. His first movie was just, it was not bad. It was okay. It wasn't that mind-blowing, but it was okay. But let me tell you, as soon as we sat down and the movie came on, we were just like, we didn't say nothing for the entire movie. We were locked into this movie. Captain America: Winter Soldier was badass, man. Once again, it just proves that Marvel just can't make bad movies. Captain America was awesome. Oh man, Samuel L. Jackson was badass. Scarlett Johansson, she was badass. I still love her to death. She's the hottest Marvel chick ever. I wish they could have did more with the Winter Soldier a little bit, but the Winter Soldier was still badass for the sake of being badass. Let's face it. The scene with Samuel L. Jackson and shit was just in the car and he was racing off through the city and shit. The Winter Soldier comes out with his fucking dual disc launcher, just shoots it under Samuel L. Jackson's car, just blows up and shit. I would just look. There's so many scenes in this movie I could just talk about and shit, but this is a top 10 list and this is not about Captain America Winter Soldier, but I just want you to know that that movie was badass and I loved it. That's why I got number 2 on my list. So the number 1 movie, oh boy. The number 1 movie I had to say had to be this. Coming in at number 1, for me, my number 1 movie of 2014, the number 1 movie 2014 for me is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. From the moment the movie started until the moment the movie ended, I was just into this movie. I was into this movie. It had a great story, great characters, great action, great ending. Just there was nothing about this movie I did not like at all. When you watch a movie, you just watch it and you're just locked into it. When you're just so into the movie that it seems like you're no one else in the theater with you, just walking, you're just in this movie and shit. And then you walk out of the movie, you start thinking about it, just really start theorizing, start thinking about it. It's just like, I just can't find nothing wrong with it. It was that great. Hey, dare I say, was it perfect? But in my mind's eye, that was like the perfect movie of 2014 for me. That was like the best movie of 2014 for me. Caesar is still a badass. I left the shit out of him. And Kobo is like I call him Ape Joker and shit, and he was that nuts. And even the human characters were not. They added a bit of dynamic to the movie, and it was, oh man, there was so much about this movie I just loved, and I did a review on it, so you can just watch that if you want to see what I really thought about it. Don't want to get into it on this video. That's my top 10 list, guys. I hope that you liked it. If you didn't like it, well, I guess you just didn't like it. But if you did like it, put in the comment section, what's your top 10 movies of the year? I want to know about it. Let's talk about it. What's your top 10 movie list? I know it was crazy, man. It's been a crazy year for movies. There's been some shit movies. I'm going to actually do a top 10 not so best. These are not so much like worst movies, but movies I thought that could have been better. But I'll have that list for you too. So comment below, what's your favorite top 10 movies of this year? I hope to see some of the movies that I put on there. I know it is. I know Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is on one of you guys' list. I know Guardians of the Galaxy is on one of you guys' list. I know Captain America is on one of you guys' list. I hope my top 3 movies are on one of you guys' lists. I want to see you, so just comment in the comments section and let me know. Remember guys, subscribe. Until next time.